Toxic day packs. What's the insides look like? Let's see. Toxic green guts. Toxic green on the underside of the shoulder pads. Pretty nice, huh? Pretty nice. Highlander orange. Got a couple full NSW rigs there. Woodland. Typhon Royal Thread red handle. Large tool bags. Dean Conrad, how are you, man? My day's great. We're getting a lot of rain really fast right now. Like a lot of rain. I'm sure there'll be some repercussions from it tomorrow. Vince Vega, what's up, buddy? Byron Roberts, MT? What's up, man? How are you? MT Brand, what's up? JT, Ron Most, Byron Roberts, Byron Bellinger, what's up? Woodman, Eminel, what's up? What's up, guys? How are you? We recorded Pulling the Thread podcast about 2.5 hours today. We built a how-to video, which I think is pretty cool, on how to build a 500 IV med pouch. Talked about the med pouch, talked about building. Anybody that's into sewing, there's something in there for everyone, I'm sure, that they will get some tip over the 35 years that I've picked up. I'm sure there's something in there that everybody did not know. I'm sure it'll be different things for everyone. Woodland cigar cases. I see handcuff pouches, lots of tool organizers, a lot of Friday the 13th tool bag lights. I think we did 100 of them today for the Friday the 13th. And then these are full tool bags. So if you ordered a Multicam Black Friday the 13th tool bag, the full tool bags, those are, if you purchase these, those are your guys's. Got shipping notification yesterday for my latest order. What'd you order, man? What'd you got? Are the war bags done with? I have an email in. Yeah, I haven't been taking orders for them. If you have an email in, resend it to me. Bump it back up to the top. I do have a few that are cut over on my sewing machine right now. Thanks for recommending the Real AF pod. It's actionable, MT. Actionable, man. There is something in every one of those episodes that you can put into motion immediately, right? It's not some shit you have to go buy. That's what people hate, right? They don't want to hear the shit like fitness is free. Get the fuck up and move. Oh, you don't have money? Work more. Oh, you don't have time? Do less of the shit that's not making you money, right? They don't want to hear those things. They want to hear why they're not where they want to be because of a financial situation or something they don't have, right? Toolbox fallacy. I can't make chicken noodle soup because I don't have celery. You know, that kind of bullshit. Chase, what's up, man? Is that a channel? Is what Andy Frisella Real AF. It's a podcast. He did like 350. For years, he was at the top of motivation, business, and entrepreneurship for iTunes, #1 ranked podcast. And then he stopped and he started doing, oh, you know what? You said Real AF. That's his new one. His past podcast, which is in the same podcast, if you scroll back to the first 350, it was Andy Frisella. It was the MF CEO. Andy Frisella, the MF CEO, the motherfucking CEO podcast. He owns a lot of companies. His largest one probably that is known to everybody is First Form. But good information. Amy, glad you're here. He is still producing them now. Yeah, no, he's not producing the MF CEO podcast. His new one is the Real AF, which is more current affairs and topics. There's a little bit of the other sprinkled in. But if you haven't heard them, listen to the first 300. And then he's bringing back the MF CEO podcast. And I believe it's going to be behind a paywall. Bob, those connections aren't done, man. I'm waiting to hear back on the other one. Sent you an email today. Did you by chance, Dean Conrad? I don't have a fucking clue, man. What's it about? I don't have a fucking clue. I could have read it. Maybe I didn't read. I don't know. Carter Lee, what's up? John, do you think I should roll with Bob to TJ to run comms? Nobody would mess with two Green Coat Grizzly Bears. I think it would. I think it would stand out more. I think it would draw more attention. Most likely, you're going to go to San Diego, and whoever is providing the service is going to actually pick you up in San Diego and transport you to the location, in which case you will be in a compound for the most part, which usually has security. You're not going to go out after dark. You're probably not even going to go out into town. They're going to go get food for you. You're going to remain in the compound. And if you do go out, you're not going out after dark. You're going to stay on main roads. You're going to remember that all law enforcement is corrupt. You're going to keep money in separate pockets because they're going to want to bribe. And you're not going to lock any valuables in your car. And ideally, you're just going to take a rental car. You are not going to drive one of your own vehicles down there. But Evan, I'm not opposed. I mean, depending how this is executed and what security detail looks like, you know, that conversation can be had. That actually sounds very good. Have one. Swapping my promo bag out with one that's available so my belt can be shipped out. We talked a little bit last night. Dean, I probably printed it and put it in the tray. So send the email again so it's at the top of my email, because I will look at all the emails when I get off of here. I literally just stood up from the computer a minute ago. I didn't realize it was 9 o'clock already. Got a box of American Badassery heading. What'd you get, Amy? What's on the way? A liked and shared. Amanda, what's up? How many years do you think before shit hit the fan becomes a sad reality, your lifetime? I think shit has hit the fan for people already. I think shit will hit the fan more like the dystopian kind of shit we talk about, but not for me. It's going to happen for people in cities, right? Where they can lock you down, where they can control you, where you rely on electricity, where they can just turn it off, right? We've been telling people for years, the smart meters and the controls through the phone and things, we've been telling people what that is and what it's going to do. Because David Icke and Alex Jones, right? Everybody made fun of those guys, tinfoil hat guys, right? Agenda 21, Rosa Corey, but Agenda 21, every piece of that is passed. You want to see what's about to happen, look up 15-minute cities. Just type in 15-minute cities, watch the news reporting, watch the stuff that's out there on it, watch what they're doing in Australia, watch what's happening in Canada, watch what they're about to do in California. You know where that won't happen? It won't fucking happen here in Tennessee. It won't. And they keep talking about dissolution, right? We're gonna break up the states, or we're gonna let this part of Inland Empire become part of Nevada, right? Yeah, you keep doing that. Keep doing that. See how that goes. I keep seeing, like, watch how that plays out. I'm all about it. All about it. The more of you that become ungovernable, the more of you that say, yeah, I'm not going to do that, they won't be able to enforce it. If just 1% of you who got a traffic violation every day, just 1% of all U.S. citizens went to court to dispute that, it would shut the system down. They wouldn't be able to deal with it. Just one, it only takes 1% of you. I just now resent the email. Right on, man. Chuck, that class is going to be awesome. We'll bring all SOE med bags. Nice, nice. Got one coming too. Chase, right on. It has hit the fan. It's dripping off slowly. I agree. So we can focus. We talked about this today on podcast. We talked about this today in a video. We can focus on all of that. But it's just a talking point if you haven't left the city, right? But I can't because my job, because my family. How valuable are you going to be to your family because you stayed there because of your family or your job, and now you have no control over your life or your situation, or how you have no guidance over how your children are educated, right? If you're not willing to leave, you're not even involved in the conversation. If you're not doing something about it, right? So, what do? Well, people who aren't there do something very different than people who are there. And the answer is you grow some of your own food, you start your own commerce, you have your own business, you barter where you can, you pay the government as little as possible, you still got to pay your tithe. They will send men with guns to your house. But I'm just not going to. Well, then don't. Stay off their radar and don't. But I'm of the level where I don't have a choice, right? 30% renders to Caesar until we don't have to. When the power goes out, taxman ain't knocking on the door. So my plan, and we've been building my plan for years, and I have a plan for when the power goes out, or for when they cut off shipping, or for when the U.S. Postal and UPS and FedEx don't run. I have a plan for that. If you live in a city, you don't have a plan for that. No matter what you think it is. By the time it's time to enact the plan, it's too late for you. James Yeager, Pack Your Bags video was relevant today more than ever. Yeah, and you know what James said? People are like, well, when are you going to do something? Why didn't you do something? He did. I did. I didn't realize Americans were such pussies, and they didn't stand behind me. People who called themselves James's friend actually separated themselves from James when they were in fear that law enforcement was coming. They were actually burning their certificates, their class certificates. People who James let live in his house, people who came out to James and said, I'm a gay man. I'm telling you this. You've given me brotherhood. You've given me family. I came here to kill myself. And I've decided I don't want to kill myself because of James Yeager. His name is Jeff Bluevman, for you guys that don't know. He's a gun instructor. When James made his Pack Your Bags video, Jeff separated himself and started burning all of his certificates and went all over social media saying James is evil and I don't agree with James. Jeff Bluevman was going to kill himself. And there are 20 other instructors. And some of you guys right now are fucking with those instructors and you're doing class with those instructors. There are very few instructors who don't work for James that James would let under his roof anymore. But as soon as James died, you guys are all good in the hood. You're all just buddies with all them motherfuckers. Ronan, what up? You have a shipping plan. Impressive. No, I don't have a shipping plan. I have a plan to continue commerce and be able to employ my employees if there is no electricity and we're no longer making this equipment. Bought 2 heater buddies. You will like those, Patrick. But James' exact words about that video were, I didn't realize Americans were so much of a fucking pussy. What's the last thing you guys heard? Because I talked for a while, apparently. Thought it was just me. What's up? Stream might have got dropped. Yeah, it fucking dropped while I was fucking speaking. And he's back. What's the last thing that you guys heard before I repeat fucking 10 minutes? Also, I have Spinner of Death. We're talking about James. So somebody said James was Pack Your Bags. Yeah, James. When people said, when are you going to do something? James said, I did do something. You guys didn't rally. You didn't come to the call. You all abandoned and fucking stayed away. I didn't realize Americans were such pussy. James hosted and put people under his roof. Let dudes live in his house for years. And now that James is dead, a lot of fucking people are doing classes and fucking doing commerce and doing business with people that James would not allow under his roof. James would not be friends with them. When James made the video, I called my lawyer and told him, hey, James is going to need some advice here. And Dana said, hey, pull the video down. James pulled the video down. Mary Hooker Weddington, who called James a brother and lived in his house for over years, put the video back up knowing James wanted the video down. She left Camden, went to Las Vegas, and hung out at a gun manufacturer in Las Vegas's fucking house and said all kinds of heinous shit about SOE and tactical response and James's wife and James's daughters for days and days and days. Talked shit, her and her girlfriend. Said she was abused, all kinds of crazy shit. And I got a hold of the dude and I said, hey, do you see all these screenshots? This is your house guest saying these things. And you're giving her shelter and you're allowing this to fucking happen. He said, I don't want to be involved. What you should look at is the people that were not at James's celebration of life, right? That huge get together. What were the big names that weren't there? And why do you think they weren't there? Because they weren't fucking welcome there. I have 1,000 of fucking stories like that. All those instructors that no longer worked for James, what do you think happened to those dudes? Why do you think they don't work for James? What happened with Reed? Yeah, that's a very good question. Why don't you find out what happened with Reed? Why don't you Google that and see what happened with Reed? See where his girlfriend or wife at the time, right? I don't think they're even still together, Patriot Nurse. See where she fits into that shit. Audio back, but black screen, dark winter coming, yeah. You NVG for this stream. Are you not seeing this? Because I'm looking right through here, seeing it fine. She is a CEO. I was always curious what happened with Dawn and James. A lot of people know. If you don't know, I'm telling you, James ain't doing shit with Dawn. There's a reason. None of us. When I said, hey, remember, maybe some of you heard that. I'm like, James would hire some dude. And I'm like, dude, I just have a gut feeling about this guy. Something's not right. I said that about Dawn when he hired him. There's a few others too. Fucking, what's Trimus? What's that motherfucker's name? Trimus? That motherfucker, fucking turd. Not accepted with James, not okay with James. Dawn, not accepted, not okay with James. I'm telling you. This was out there public if you were involved or near. Lights out. Weird. Okay, well, do we have audio? I'm blacked out. All right, I'll end this, and I will start it back up. We'll see if it functions. We got some crazy weather going on. Did Trimus get someone shot in the neck? I don't believe that is the case. I don't believe he was present at the range when that happened. I don't even think it was one of his classes. Somebody else had somebody shot fucking right in the chest. Used to work for James. Talked all kinds of shit about James. And he had students literally walking towards each other, firing about 2 feet apart. Like, that wall, right? That black roll of leather, that's a dude coming towards me, and I'm walking this way firing, and that dude's walking this way. And they finally had a fucking fool get shot. After talking all kinds of shit about how unsafe James's class, after Reed taught the class for fucking years. The day Reed quit, he was the head instructor on the class. He didn't give notice. He just didn't show up to class and then put his resignation online with a bunch of fucking shitty stuff in his resignation. Put it in the fucking forum on Get Off the X. He never gave official resignation. He didn't even tell anybody he was leaving. Him and Patriot Nurse, who lived in his fucking James's house for years, fucking packed up a bunch of shit and left. Reed stole attack response curriculum. Yes, so did several other instructors that are out there teaching classes today. I'll end this and I'll restart back.